This is a beginner's guide to the Singapore Savings Bond. Today's video, I'm going to share with you my own personal strategy with the Singapore Savings Bond, how you can apply for this, what do you need to do, how do you redeem it if you want to, and also the forecast interest should you invest into the Singapore Savings Bond. Let's get straight into this video. It's going to be a little long, so timestamps to this will be in the description box below for you to skip around. Let's get into what the Singapore Savings Bonds is. Let's go. The Singapore Savings Bonds is pretty much a hot topic right now with interest rates going up. Singapore Savings Bonds interests are going up as well. And if you have not already invested into the Singapore Savings Bond, maybe after watching this video, you might want to, because it is honestly almost 100% safe. It is a government-backed security, so you wouldn't have to worry that your money will be gone. Unless something happens to Singapore government, I honestly don't think there's going to be anything wrong with the Singapore Savings Bond. In the overview, it says it's fully backed by the Singapore government and you can always get your investment amount back in full without any capital loss. It is long-term. One investment into the Singapore Savings Bond will last you for 10 years, and it is also flexible, which would mean that you can actually redeem the amount should you actually need the cash that you have invested into the bonds itself. I will show you how to do that later on as well, so stick around up until the end. Buying and redeeming, who can buy? As long as you are an individual that is above the age of 18 years old, you can invest into the Singapore Savings Bond. To invest, it will be in the multiples of 500, so you only can invest, like, let's say 500, 1000, 1500, 2000. You get the gist? This is the SSB calculator. On this page, you can roughly calculate the amount of interest that you'll be able to get with the past issuance. Let's just give an amount. Let's say you have 2000 that you want to invest somewhere. Instead of keeping it with a traditional bank at 2%, we can actually put it into the Singapore Savings Bond and also earn a higher interest. So let's just take, for example, with the last issue in November, we want to invest that $2,000, and then once you click submit, you will be able to forecast how much interest you'll be getting on that $2,000. So the effective return per year on the November issuance was 3.21%, and the future earnings, if you held it for 10 years, would be an interest of $642. With the banks like OCBC 360, if you credit your salary, you will be able to get 2.05% minimally, and also the Standard Chartered Jumpstart Savings account, without doing anything, you are also getting 2%. However, if you were to put the $2,000 into the Singapore Savings Bond in November's issue, you would be able to get 3.21% average, and every single year you will be able to get 2 interest payout every 6 months. So every 6 months you will get 1 payout. In one entire year you will get 2 interest payout. And let's say you had invested into the November issuance, in May 2023 you would receive $30, and in November you will receive another $30.80, and this interest rate is at 3.08%, which is not too bad if you really were to compare it with the interest rates that the banks are actually offering. The Singapore Savings Bond is honestly higher than the interest that you'll be getting at traditional banks. It is a good alternative to actually keep your emergency funds in as well. Not entirely, but keep some of it into the Singapore Savings Bond. Interest rates with the Singapore Savings Bonds has only been increasing month on month, so why not take this opportunity to actually invest into the Singapore Savings Bond? Later on, I'll share with you my own personal strategy as well. Now let's get into how you can actually kickstart your journey investing into the Singapore Savings Bond. Let's go. How to invest into the Singapore Savings Bond, you might wonder. You need to be at least an age of 18 years old, and if you are, you can open an account called the CDP account. CDP account is basically like how we keep our money at the bank. We keep it with DBS or POSB, but when you buy stock, you keep it on the CDP account. Apply for the CDP account, roughly it will take about 5 business working days. I'm not exactly sure how fast you will get it, but as long as you decide that you want to invest into the Singapore Savings Bond, or rather any other stock as well, just open a CDP account first. There's no penalty if you open the account and you don't do anything with it, so it's a good account to have to start your investment journey. Create the CDP account, the link will be in the description box below. After you create the CDP account, you can apply for the Singapore Savings Bond through internet banking, if not at a local ATM. I have always applied through the iBanking, which is way easier compared to going to an ATM. Let's guide you through the entire process of how you can apply on the iBanking website. I use DBS personally, but I'll show you on OCBC and UOB as well. The entire process is pretty simple and easy to navigate. navigate. Once you have logged into your DBS iBanking, go and click on apply and then go to more application services. After you click on more application services, you'll be able to see under investment application, apply for Singapore Government Securities SGS. Click on that and then it will guide you to the page where you can either apply for the Singapore Savings Bond, if not the T-bill. Click on the Singapore Savings Bond and you'll be able to see that current month's issuance. After you've ticked on the Singapore Savings Bond for that particular month, and you can key in your CDP account information as well. Once you have opened the CDP account, as with any other account, there's always an account number. Key in that account number in here and you want to make sure that it's accurate. If the application doesn't go through, you would have missed that current month's bond issuance. So make sure you double check and triple check your account number that you have keyed in. Your application details, the amount that you want to key in is in multiples of 500. Key in the amount either 2,000, 2,500, 5,000, etc. A thing to note is that when you apply for the Singapore Savings Bond, there is a $2 application fee. Same goes for when you redeem the bond, there is also another $2 application fee. So this is how you go through iBanking to apply for the Singapore Savings Bond, and at the beginning of the month, they will tell you how much you have been allotted for this month's bond. It's pretty simple. Now let's show you a screen recording of OCBC and also UOB, and then after that, we'll talk about how to redeem the bonds. The redemption timeline for the Singapore Savings Bond, if you look at the website itself, it says that it opens at 6 p.m. on the first business day of the month and closes at 9 p.m. on the fourth last business day of the month. So you can apply to redeem the bond within the month, within this time period, and redeem it in multiples of $500. So $500, $1,000, $1,500, and a $2 transaction fee will apply as well. After submitting the request, you will receive the amount by the second business day of the following month. Take for example, if I redeem the bond on the 10th of November, the amount that will come in plus the accrued interest will only come in on the second business day of December. Keep that in mind. If you redeem it in the middle of the month in November, it will come in the following month's second business working day plus the accrued interest. So it is your principal amount plus whatever interest that you have earned during the time period that you have held the bonds. So if this is not clear to you and you need a little bit more clarifications, you can DM me on Instagram. If not, leave a comment down in the comment section below as well. I hope this is simple and easy to understand. Just keep in mind, I apply and I redeem the bond this month. It will only come in next month, second business working day. Keep that in mind, okay? With DBS iBanking, redemption process is relatively simple as well. Once you log into the iBanking on your desktop application, click on invest and then click on more investment services. Under manage investments, you will be able to see redeem Singapore securities. Click on that and it will guide you to the page of either cash or SRS depending on your application. With cash, you click cash. With SRS, you click SRS. So I've always been invested into the Singapore Savings Bond with cash. So let's just click cash. And same goes, you can just key in your nationality, your CDP accounts, and then the Singapore Savings Bond months issued. So in order to check this, you can actually go to the Singapore Savings Bond website and log in to actually see the Singapore Savings Bond that you currently hold. And you can key in the respective details accordingly. I'll link the login page down in the description box below for your reference. After you have keyed in all of this, just want to make sure that it's correct, and then your redemption amount has to also be in multiples of 500. Do also take note that there's a $2 service charge for redeeming your Singapore Savings Bond. Same as when you apply, there's also a $2 service charge. That is how you actually redeem the Singapore Savings Bond. I'll show you on OCBC's iBanking and also UOB, and then once you come back, we'll talk about my investment strategy into the Singapore Savings Bond. With the Singapore Savings Bond, I've actually allocated some amount of my emergency funds to put into the Singapore Savings Bond because it earns me higher interest as compared to leaving the entire amount in a bank. You might wonder whether is it safe to do so. What if you need an amount in the emergency fund? That is why I mentioned only allocating a portion of it into the Singapore Savings Bond. And with the Singapore Savings Bond, it is actually quite liquid as well. When it comes to redemption, you can redeem it at any time, but it will only be given back to you on the second day of the following month. So there is a little bit of a waiting time, but what are the chances that you will need the entire emergency funds today, right now at this given point in time? I mean, it could happen, but the chances are pretty low. Depending on how comfortable you are, then allocate your emergency funds accordingly. To me, I allocated 50% into the Singapore Savings Bond and I held the other 50% in a normal savings account. What savings account am I using to earn me a higher interest on my emergency funds? Link up above and down below. That video covers what savings account am I currently using. I've invested in September's issuance, November, and now I'm gonna do for December as well. I missed one of the months because I actually invested into another bond. I wanted to create a 6 months interest ladder, meaning you consistently invest into the Singapore Savings Bond for 6 months straight and it creates a ladder where you'll be able to receive interest every single month. Because the Singapore Savings Bond actually gives you interest semi-annually, meaning it pays out every 6 months. If you were to invest into the Singapore Savings Bond for 6 months consecutively, you will be able to receive interest every single month after the 6 months. Let me show you a table on how this actually works out. It honestly is a good thing to be able to receive an additional income apart from your regular paycheck every single month. Something to note is that you'll be able to receive the interest into your bank account. So when you receive the interest into your bank account, what you do with it, that's another story. If you get the amount and then you spend it, then okay. But to me, when I get the interest into my own regular savings account, what can I do with it to actually earn me some more interest? So that's my personal strategy with the Singapore Savings Bond, and I hope this video has helped you. If there's any other information that I actually missed out and you want to know more, let me know in the comment section below. If you know of someone that would benefit from watching this video, share it with them. December's Singapore Savings Bond will close by 25th of November, so make sure if you do want to apply for your CDP account first and then apply for the December's bond by the 25th of November. If this video has helped you, definitely give it a like, subscribe, and share it with somebody else. That's all I have for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.